So we typically use this and must when we talk to strangers, people who are older than us, or maybe our boss at work. For example, if I'm at work and I'm talking to my boss, I might say, 今日雨ですよ. It's raining today. And I'm using this here. But if I'm talking to my friends when we are hanging out, I might say, 今日雨だよ. It's raining today. Without using this or must. So this and must is about who we are talking to. And if we are not using them, generally speaking, we don't randomly add this and must. And some people say this and must are about politeness, but it's not entirely just about that, because you can be perfectly polite without using this or must. For example, I can say this to my friend. ちょっと悪いんだけど、明日引っ越し手伝ってもらえない? I'm sorry to bring this up, but would it be possible to help me move tomorrow? Don't worry if this sentence is too long. The point is, I'm not using this or must, but this is a very polite sentence. So when I'm talking to my friends, I wouldn't use this or must to make my sentences polite. It's not necessary. But if you listen to native Japanese speakers, sometimes when they are not using this and must with their friends or family members, they end up using this or must. So what's going on? But first, let me talk about when you meet somebody for the first time. You use this and must initially, but eventually you drop them. It goes on like this. はじめまして、Aqua です。Nice to meet you. I'm Aqua. Kana です。Aqua さんっておいくつなんですか? I'm Kana. How old are you, Aqua? 20歳です。I'm 20. 私も20歳。I'm 22. Up to this point, they're using this. But now that she realized that they're the same age, she would say, 私も20歳。I'm 22. And she's not using this. じゃあ、うちらためじゃん。Oh, so we're the same age. Again, she's not using this. And he can say, そうだね。よろしくね。That's right. Nice to meet you. And he's not using this either. Just like this, we often drop this and must when we learn that we are the same age or close. And we start speaking plain Japanese without using this or must. And some people ask, can I just use this and must all the time? And technically you can, but it might not be the best idea because this and must create a distance. And when you want to be close to somebody, speaking plain Japanese often works better. For example, when I meet Japanese people in a private situation, I try to drop this and must as soon as I can, especially in a dating context. I mean, if you want to be close to somebody, you have to act like you guys are close. But apparently, some Japanese people still use des and must after 3 dates. It's like they're treating dating like one of those endless business meetings where they can't even decide on the next meeting date. And nothing happens after 3 dates. And textbooks and apps don't really teach you this kind of important thing. So if you want to learn Japanese with me, I will teach you real-life Japanese that real-life Japanese people today actually speak for practical purposes. So click the link on the description and subscribe to my email group. So that's more or less how this and must work, which shouldn't be understood because you start using this and must and you eventually drop them. But even after that, some people insert this and must occasionally. For example, let's say I'm hanging out with a group of friends and we are discussing where we go next. We are saying things like, どこ行く? Where are we going? カフェは? How about a cafe? いいんじゃない? Sounds good. And up to this point, nobody's using this or must. But then, I might say something like, じゃあ、皆さん行きますよ. Okay, everybody, let's go. And here, I'm using this, not because I want to be polite, but because of some kind of effect that sounds like I'm announcing something. It's kind of like an official announcement effect. It can also sound humorous, as though I'm a leader and I'm leading a bunch of kids. So this is one of the situations where you might use this or must when you don't typically use them. And here's another situation where you typically use this and must. So I'm talking to my boss saying, 牧間さん、明日出張ですか? Hey, 牧間さん, do you have a business trip tomorrow? And she answers, 京都に行くよ. Yeah, I'm going to Kyoto. And here she's not using this or must because she's my boss, so she can do it. That's normal. But then I might say something like, そっか、明日牧間さんいないんですね. I see. Makima-san won't be here tomorrow. Here, I said そっか without using desu or must because you could also say そうですか I see using des. But this is okay because it's just like a personal remark to myself. So this is not really directed towards Makima-san, my boss. So it's fine. And yet another situation where we might mix them is filming a YouTube video. For example, we're making a YouTube video where we eat lunch. Typically we would say じゃあランチ食べよう Then let's eat lunch without using this or must. But since we are making a YouTube video, we might say じゃあランチ食べましょう Then let's eat lunch using ましょう which is a variation of must. I often observe this amongst YouTubers. It's kind of like they're talking to each other, but also they're talking to their audience with whom they use des or must. And when we make a video in Japanese, we often use des and must to talk to our audience. A lot of people default to that. And also if you watch anime or Japanese drama, you can also see characters mixing them up. For example, Chainsaw Man's movie. This girl, Reze, when she talks to Denji, she typically doesn't use des or must, but she sometimes does, and it has the effect of emphasis, or it could be part of her personality. So it creates a unique speech style. But at the same time, anime characters don't always follow the kind of guidelines that we follow in real life. For example, if you watch My Dress Up Darling, this guy Gojo, he uses des and must with Marin, even though they are classmates.
北川さん、今回は男装ですか?
And in real life, no, we don't use des and must with our classmates. If we did, it would sound pretty weird. But anime characters don't always speak like real-life Japanese people. They sometimes do, but not always. So, using des and must can be complex, but if you're new to Japanese, don't worry. I'll give you a simple guideline. Just use des and must when you meet somebody for the first time, and if it's not a business situation and if you're around the same age, you can drop them. And if you're not sure, you can always ask them. Asking is completely fine. Native Japanese speakers also do that. And if you want to learn Japanese with me, I'll help you acquire real-life Japanese that real-life Japanese people today actually speak so that you can communicate with Japanese people in real time. So practical Japanese only. I don't teach you textbook or app versions of Japanese that sound weird or sometimes contextually wrong. So click on the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta.